Greetings and salutations. My name is OJ as always, and I wish to talk about the 2025 Game Awards because I'm going to be so honest, I'm going to just throw this out there straight away. I'm a big fan of the Game Awards. I enjoy it. It's one of the very few things every year that I can look forward to, and as Jeff usually says, it does feel like a kind of like celebration of video games. Not all the time. This year, I would argue, is not one of those times, but I enjoy the Game Awards a lot, something for me to look forward to, something for me to have fun with, and because I love games so much, usually there is at least something there for me. However, this year's wasn't that great. I'm going to be so honest. Most of it has to do with the reveals, which I'll talk about kind of like near the end of the video, but I say end of the video, let's say second half. But what I wanted to talk about, most importantly, and the reason that I've, given myself a day or two for all of the opinions of people to come out and stuff, I want to talk about the actual, awards part of it. Just for clarification, this is my vote card. I published this 3 weeks ago. It's on my YouTube posts. All of my nominees and what I voted for are here just for full transparency. Some of the stuff I've nominated or voted for, I didn't really know. I haven't played any of the Sim strategy games, but I saw the words Final Fantasy and I was like, I like that series. I'm going to vote for it. And like most of the esports stuff, I don't watch esports, so these are just kind of like, oh, I kind of enjoy League of Legends. Let's vote for that, right? And same goes for VR and AR, right? Just so I can be completely transparent. Now, warning, flashbang, because this is a white page and I can't find a dark mode for it. We do have the full list of all of the winners, and let's address the elephant in the room. Claire Obscure Expedition 33 took home 9 of the 12 awards it had been nominated for. I'm going to be honest, it deserves most. Keyword, most of them. The 2 that I do not believe it should have won is Best Art Direction. As you can see, I voted personally for Hades 2, because I do think the art direction of Hades 2 is better, and I'll obviously go into that in a moment. I don't really think it should have won Best RPG. Now, this one, I feel like is a bit more kind of subjective, right? Because Claire Obscure Expedition 33 is, it is a JRPG. It more than is worthy of this title. However, a big problem that many people, including myself, have had with the Game Awards this year is that Expedition 33 just kind of won everything, and as a result, it causes the show to be kind of boring. Now, this isn't a fault of the game in any way, shape, or form. If anything, it is a quality of the game. Expedition 33 is a very, very, very good game. More than worthy of basically every award here. But when it wins every award, it just feels very, like, it deserves these awards, right? Like, best game direction, yeah, sure. Game of the year, I think it is, game of the year. Best narrative, kind of debatable, but of the lot there, I haven't played DeathStranding 2, I can't play Ghost of Yotei, I haven't played Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and I also have not played Silent Hill F. So, the only one I can give my opinion on is the one that won. So, but like, it won a lot of awards, and I am not, I like, it deserves these awards, right? I'm sure most people could acknowledge that this game is really, really damn good, and it does deserve a lot of these awards. But when you get just the same winner over and over and over, it does result in the award show becoming a bit boring. And in certain categories, such as Best Art Direction and Best RPG, I do think to, if they want it, like, it's weird, because although you could say, of course, Expedition 33 deserves those awards, right? If they gave it to something else, I feel like people wouldn't be like as tired of it just winning every single award. Like, it's a weird thing to discuss, because like, on the one hand, it does deserve these awards, but on the other hand, it results in the show being kind of boring to watch when you know that the winner is going to be a specific game every single time. Like, Best RPG, you probably could have given that to Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, because, well, I've seen a lot of people say that. A lot of people have kind of championed that fact, and you know what? Just for variety's sake, I would have given it to him. And same goes for art direction. I do think Hades 2 has better art direction. Like, I've seen a lot of people getting very mixed up in what this actually kind of means. A lot of people were just saying, oh, Claire Obscure Expedition 33, Unreal Engine 5 slop. Like, no, don't be stupid. Please don't be stupid. Art direction is how they use the tools given to them to create a world. So although Expedition 33 is using Unreal Engine 5 and is going for the kind of hyper-realism look, it not only does that hyper-realism very well, which is an impressive feat, but it also manages to use creative visual shit in the game. A lot of the stuff to do with the Gestalt are unbelievably fantastic looking. I really love anything to do with them. I love a lot of the environments, a lot of the battle areas, like all of that stuff where you go like, spoilers for the game, I guess, but all of the stuff where you go like underneath the monument and you see like this kind of hidden world with that massive glowing yellow tree and shit. Awesome. All of it's really good. Like the art direction for the game is very good. But I do think these two had it better. I do think HollowKnightSilksong's art direction is unbelievably good. And Hades' too is insane. The renditions of some of these, you know, gods, goddesses, titans, etc. is just so unbelievably beautiful. Like every single time in Hades 2 when I saw like a new god boon, I was like kicking my feet, jumping for joy, excited to see what they did with the god in question or the goddess. Like this game is just unbelievably gorgeous and deserved, in my opinion, best art direction. Not to say Expedition 33 looks bad, it doesn't at all. It's got very good art direction. I just think Hades 2 was slightly better. And I already mentioned, honestly, best RPG should have just gone to King Come Deliverance 2 just for the spice of life. Please. I love Expedition 33, right? It is my favorite game this year. It is my personal game of the year. But I know what people mean when, you know, it just takes home every award and it becomes kind of a boring show to watch. But because it won all of these awards, it then proceeded to get a lot of attention. And I don't know why, but people seemingly have just switched up on it immediately. About a month after the game came out, many people were kind of glazing this game to the high heavens in a way that I don't think it was really worthy of. Like, people were acting like Expedition 33 was the best thing since sliced bread. Like, they would give their babies to Expedition 33. It was that good. It's genuine. People treating this thing like, I don't know, like the next Last of Us. Like, that's kind of similar kind of glazing that the first Last of Us game gets. And like, The Last of Us is a very good game, but people act like it was like revolutionary. It was the best thing since sliced bread. This thing is insane. Like, I swear the showrunner for The Last of Us TV show said like, oh, before The Last of Us, you would put a coin into the machine and press a few buttons, and if you died, you had to put another one in. What? And then he said The Last of Us changed that. Huh? What? Hello? Like, Expedition 33 is not this unbelievably mind-blowing, revolutionary game that defies all stuff, right? This is just a very, very good JRPG, and I think this is a lot of people's first experience with a JRPG, and as a result, they are glazing this thing to the high heavens. Like, the same people you saw, like, shitting on Baldur's Gate 3 for winning and saying, oh, how can a turn-based game win Game of the Year? Are the same people that are glazing Expedition 33 like it's the best thing ever. Like, it's not the best thing ever. I think this is like the high... personally, I think Expedition 33 is like the highest 9 out of 10 I can ever give a game. I don't think it's a 10 out of 10. There's something about it that just doesn't fully resonate with me. Probably the story, which is why I am a little bit iffy on it winning Best Narrative, because I think like Act 3, personally for me, just didn't really hit very hard. But like, it is still, even with my qualms with it, like, you know, it is still an unbelievably good game. It's still my game of the year. But now it's won all these awards, suddenly people are just shitting on it in every single way they can. I saw people making the dumbass, like, Israel funded jokes about Expedition 33. I'm just like, huh? Like, hello? Like, they're funny. Don't get me wrong. I do think they're quite funny, but some people are being serious. Some people are genuinely being serious about this game, like, being really, really bad. I saw people saying Unreal Engine 5 slop, turn-based slop. Like, slop has lost its word. Like, slop has lost its meaning. It doesn't mean anything. You calling this game slop does not mean anything. it just acknowledges that you're refusing to engage with the content in question. You're just resorting to calling it slop and moving on. Like, you are pathetic, really. But like, it's just got a lot of attention, and now people are just shitting on it for some reason, say, it wasn't that good. The same people who are glazing it are like, it weren't that good. It was a 7 out of 10, 6 out of 10. Like, okay. No, the game is still as good as it was when it came out. Nothing has changed. Now it's getting a bunch of attention, and like, it's like, how do I explain it? It's like, how do you explain it? Like, it's like, when it first came out, it was cool to like Expedition 33, but now it's been recognized for how good it is and how amazing it is. Now it's not as cool to like it, so now we need to shit on it. Like, huh? And now, because it's gotten a bunch of attention, another conversation has reappeared, that being its existence in these indie game categories. I struggle to really define what the argument is. It had a $10 million budget, it had a publisher, and it had like it had marketing. Like, independent games to me are games kind of like, it's weird because the definition of an independent game, like an indie game, isn't actually very set in stone. It seems to be very person to person on what you define it as. Like, some people say, like small teams, small budgets. Some people say, like, pixelated artwork. Some people say, short games. Like, there's a lot of like kind of qualities and categories that people discuss on what counts as an indie game, what doesn't. Like, but I feel like the conversation is becoming really, really muddled, and people are just finding ways to hate on Expedition 33. There is a conversation to be had whether it can be clarified as an indie game. It did have quite a large budget. It did have a publisher, but the publisher thing is completely naught to me, like, because of these lot. I'm sorry, if Expedition 33 having a publisher doesn't make it an indie, every single game published by Devolver Digital is not an indie, and we know that's a lie, right? You're going to tell me that Cult of the Lamb isn't an indie because it had Devolver Digital as its publisher. You're going to tell me that Ball X Pit, a game that was also nominated for Best Independent Game, isn't actually eligible for the category because it was published by Devolver Digital. No, that's stupid. The idea of a game having a publisher suddenly cutting it from the indie game like category is dumb. But there is a conversation to be had about, the budget. But even then, the budget thing is kind of naught to me because Hades 2 probably had a budget along the same lines as Expedition 33. The team size for Hades 2 is like 20, 25 or something. That's like 5 less than Expedition 33's. Like, people obviously point to outsourcing, but Hades 2 probably outsourced stuff to other people. Like, the credits list of Hades 2 is quite long, right? It's not just the 25 people that originally made the game. It's like, the definition of indie game is very muddy. It's very hard to define what it actually is. I did see a comment somewhere that the GameAwards, if you email them, like, what? I don't think it's on this Reddit thread. It was on a Reddit thread. I've lost it, I fear. They said something along the lines that they had emailed the question, like, what is an indie game? And they said, in response, an indie game is a game that originally began as an independent product. So something that started as a game independently being made by a group of people, a team, etc., or a singular person. And by that definition, obviously, Expedition 33 would count to be here, because it did start as an independent game made by a small team that obviously got funding from, got like a budget and got a publisher and eventually, released. But it did start independently, so it's eligible for independent game. So from this point forward, I think the conversation is anything else that Sandfall makes, say they stick with their publisher, etc., should now be considered like a double A game, and as a result, they would be cut from these categories. But this first game, I think, to me, going off of the Game Awards definition, obviously whether that's completely true or not, debatable, but still, if we take that as their word, Expedition 33 does deserve to be here in both of these categories, even if its actual full release had, the big budget and, well, 10 million is a big budget, but it's actually quite small in the gaming world, but still, you get what I mean, right? So by the Game Awards definition, assuming that comment is true, the Expedition 33 does deserve to be in these categories. But from this point forward, anything else that Samful makes, I think, is AA, right? I think that's a fair thing to say. It started as an independent game. This is a indie game, but it's now evolved into AA by the Game Awards' own definition. And again, people, please stop using the publisher defense. Every game made by Devolver Digital is apparently not an indie game if you use that defense. Risk of Rain 2, one of the funnest roguelikes ever, is an indie game, but it was published by Gearbox when it came out, so no, it's actually not. Like, that's a stupid argument. What, you gonna tell me Hotline Miami wasn't a indie game because it got published by Devolver? Like, shut up. Actually, shut up. Like, I can't stand that argument. It boils my blood. But yeah, like, I understand what people are upset about, like with it winning so many awards, but it is a really good game. I feel like some of the awards I don't think were particularly like it was worthy of, like, you know, like best art direction, as I mentioned, best narrative was debatable, but I haven't played any of the other games, so I can't like give you a suggestion on what I thought had a better narrative. But it's like, otherwise the awards were pretty good. Like if we just, you know, if you liked Expedition 33, you were happy. And as you can tell from my vote card, oh, wow, what's that? Expedition 33, 33, 33. Wow, bang, bang. I didn't vote for it in every single category, admittedly, but still. But yeah, like, I understand the issues people have with it winning, but it's not like some devastating thing. Like, it is a really, really, really good game. I do understand, like, I think, what was it? What's his name? Shay Frillis? I saw a Shay Frillis tweet where he said, like, oh, this was one of the best years in gaming, but you wouldn't know it from watching this award show. It's like, I feel like that's a bit hyperbolic, really. Like, Expedition 33 won because it was such a good game, right? And there are a lot of amazing games. Like, this Game of the Year nominees, these might be, like, one of the strongest ever. Like, really, this might be one of the strongest lineups, might be the strongest lineup ever. Because it's not like other years, like 2022 or 2018, where it's like there's two games that are very, very big and very clearly the winners, with just going head to head, like Elden Ring versus God of War Ragnarok, or God of War 2018 versus Red Dead Redemption. It's not like that. Every single game here, I think, in another year could have won. Like, Expedition 33 is obviously the winner this year, but like DeathStranding 2 could have won. DonkeyKongBananza was apparently very, very good. I wouldn't know, I don't own the Switch 2, but like it could have easily won. Hades 2 very easily could have won a Game of the Year. I thought it should have won back when it came out in, like, the original, I mean. Like, I thought Hades 1 should have won Game of the Year when it came out. HollowKnightSilksong in any other year could have been Game of the Year. Pardon me. And Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, I've heard very good things about it. It could have won. Like, this is one of the best years. You can tell that just from the nominees as a whole. And I feel like, I don't know, I feel like that comment from Shay Frillis just kind of like, I don't know, it rubbed me the wrong way. Something about it just didn't seem right. I don't know how to explain it. And before I move on to obviously talking about announcements and such, I want to give just like a weird, special, kind of specific shout out. I can't find it here. Best performance. Jennifer English made me sob like a bitch. She made me cry. I voted for her for best performance. I thought she was amazing in Expedition 33. I thought she was amazing in Baldur's Gate 3 as well as Shadowheart. But like, when she got up on stage and talked about like neurodivergent people and them being seen in these spaces and these communities, and that we're not alone, and that we use games to kind of like escape the kind of harsh, hard mode version of real life, that made me sob like a bitch. Because for those that don't know, I have autism. I don't know how to, it's like higher functioning Asperger's. I know they don't use those terms anymore, but that is obviously what I was classified with when I got diagnosed and stuff. So I have autism. I am neurodivergent. You can probably tell. I feel like it's pretty obvious in the way I talk about things and stuff. And like being seen on a stage like the Game Awards and having like that speech she gave about neurodivergent people really hit me. Like, it really hit me in my heart. Like, I actually started like crying. Like, Jennifer English, I love you. You are my goat, but man, I hate you for making me cry. Like, it was really, really lovely. Like, genuinely, I cannot like sing my praises for her enough. She is a very, very lovely person, and she deserves that win even more so now. And I will be there to support her in anything else that she does. Genuinely lovely person. Also, my goat. I always have to shout him out. My goat, Ben Starr. Love him no matter what he's in. But yeah, like the nominations, I feel like people are making kind of like a mountain out of a molehill. I understand the criticisms toward indie games, but I think what I said earlier, I feel like that's my justification. I feel like it makes sense to me. And I understand people's qualms with Expedition 33 winning like all of these awards. But even if, like, say it didn't win Best Art Direction and Best RPG, it still won 7, which is a lot. And in those categories, I do think, you know, it's really damn worthy of it. But yeah. That's the nominees part of the show, considered, talked about, etc., etc. And actually, before we just move on, I do want to point out where is it? Where's the category? Player's voice. Wuthering Waves. Player's voice is such a funny category to me because, like, people complain that, like, you know, all the other categories, like 10% people vote and 90% this massive board of game, like, aficionados, like, or industry veterans voting for the most of the show. But, like, this is why we shouldn't be given, like, full control of who we vote for in like, the Game Awards. Wuthering Waves. The only reason they voted is because they get, like, monetary shit out of it. I used to do that, like, when, I think it was, like, Honkai Star Rail was nominated for Players Voice. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna vote for Honkai Star Rail. I want my Jades. I want to summon. Yeah. It's funny. I just had to mention that. But moving on to the, you know, the announcements. This year was not good, I don't think. This is a struggle. I wish IGN had actually, like, updated their playlist properly, because this playlist is, like, weirdly unfinished. Like, there's some games in this, like, section that's just, like, straight up missing. One of the big ones to me, like, this was a game that really stuck out to me. This is mostly because of my love for the Yakuza series, or the Like a Dragon games. So, for those unaware, this game, Gang of Dragon, is made by, is his name Toshihiro Nagoshi? Or the guy that, okay, it's from Nagoshi Studios. For those that don't know, Nagoshi was the original game director for basically every Yakuza game up until 7, I think. He left the Like a Dragon series a while back, and this is his first game as his own, you know, like, personal, like, his own studio, right? It's just a Yakuza game. It's actually just a Yakuza game. Like, and this is the funniest part, right? So anyone who's played, you know, the Yakuza games, they know this sign is to me personally, as anyone who's played the series, this is the Kamurocho sign. And Nagoshi left the Yakuza team to make his own games, and it's just a Yakuza game, and ends the trailer with a shot that is synonymous with the Yakuza games. It's funny. He's too funny. It's a real funny game. And this is good. This looks great. This is the guy I don't remember the actor's name. He was in Thingy. Most people probably know him from Train to Busan. I do as well. He's cool. I like him. I've seen pictures of him holding, like, Hello Kitty phones, and that makes me giggle. He seems like a lovely guy, and I think he's perfect for this sort of game. He has the look. He has the style to him, and this, you know, this game does look pretty decent. It just looks like a Yakuza game with a different coat of paint, and, you know, I'm fine with that. I'm happy with that. But, like, beyond that, a lot of the announcements were certainly curious. Like, this game, like, I don't want to go through, like, every single game, right? But just, like, a few of the notable ones was, like, this one they kind of made a big deal out about. Bradley the Badger. It kind of fun. It looks fun. It looks interesting. I really like the use of the I'm gonna have to, like, kind of slowly scroll back, hopefully, if I can actually get to it. Where's the bit where it showed, like, the menu? Like, this is cool. I like this as like a power system in a way. Like, this is very akin to a lot of the stuff in Blender. Like, I for those that don't know, I did a video games design thing at college, so I know, some stuff about video games design. And this really does look like a lot of the kind of, what would you call it, like the coding mechanisms for Blender, like when you're kind of like using models and applying textures and stuff like that. I really like that. That's a really cool idea for like a menu power system, and it looks fun. It's very reminiscent of like Conker's Bad Fur Day and Banjo-Kazooie, like those kind of rare games. Or yeah, it feels like a kind of spiritual successor to a lot of the old rare games, and that's cool. I saw people shitting on it and saying Unreal Engine 5 slop, and again, stop using the word slop. It doesn't mean anything if you just keep using it, and it doesn't even apply to this. Like it looks cool. I will keep an eye on it. Beyond that, we have a Star Wars game that got announced. The funniest thing about this Star Wars game is like everyone was like screaming, jumping for joy. Whoa, new Old Republic game. Yeah. And then an interview came out like 4 hours after the Game Awards ended with the game director for this game. And he said, oh, we might see it on the PlayStation 7. Huh? What do you mean the PlayStation 7? What? When is this game coming out? They just, and again, Jeff even made a joke about this during the actual show where he's like, oh, many a times we get games that are announced and they're years and years off and people wonder why we even announce them. Dude, you did this during the show. This game, it doesn't have a release date. It might not come out till like 2030. What? Jeff, come on, man. What are we doing? Like, everyone complains about Skyrim 6 being shown, like, back when Doom Eternal got revealed, and still we have nothing. Like, Skyrim 6? Why did I say that? I meant the Elder Scrolls 6. Sorry. Like, that got revealed, and we just have had nothing on it since. Like, stop. I hate it when games do this. I genuinely think we should have, like, a rule or something that trailers can only, like, come out for games when they have, like, a set release date, or, like a release year. Like, if the game like has a trailer and it says like 2026, that's okay, or it says 2027, that's okay. I have a date to look forward to. But if you do not have a date for your game's release, don't show it. Just don't. There's no point, because you're getting people excited and hyped for something that might not come out for like 10 years. It's not great. It's not good. It's hard to remember like everything that got shown, right? Divinity. This, I can't even play this, actually. I think if I played this trailer, I think I would get demonetized or something. This trailer was very, very graphic. Like, almost shockingly yeah. Almost shockingly so. There was a lot of, not safe for work content in it. Lots of puking, lots of blood, lots of gore. Very graphic, very fun graphic. And yeah, this is a new game from, of course, or it's not a new game, it's another entry in the Divinity series from Larian Studios, which of course are the guys that made Baldur's Gate 3. And I think Jeff said something along the lines that Larian said to him that this was their biggest game yet, or most ambitious game yet. That's a statement, because Baldur's Gate 3 is very big. Very big. That's quite the statement. But, this trailer is, again, this is another game that doesn't have like a release date. I don't remember it having like a release date of any kind. Did it have a release date of any kind? If I just like go back, I don't want to go back too far because I don't want to get like demonetized for showing like all the blood and gore and stuff. Yeah, it didn't have a release date. Again, stop doing this. Stop announcing games when they don't have a release date. Like, this looks great. This probably will be really cool, but again, we might not see it till like 2029, which ain't great. But yeah, like, this is obviously like those two games, like the Old Republic game, Divinity. These are like the two big swingers, the big heavy hitters at the very beginning of the show. And from that point forward, man, that was not really too much. Some neat, like, indie. I presume this is an indie game, of course. It has that feel to it. That's another thing I probably should have mentioned. A lot of indie games, people just call them that because of their feel. And because Expedition 33 looks like a AAA game, it doesn't feel like an indie game, so it doesn't count, which I think is stupid. There should be a more concrete thing, besides, like, vibes. But this looks cute. This looks like a fine game. I have been playing quite a bit of... I was playing quite a bit of 2XKO. I just kind of stopped. I did not know there was a console release date, and unfortunately, Caitlin's here. Oh, I'm so upset. Can we, this is a personal gripe with me. I don't really like 2XK's roster because it's just all just humans. The most inhuman characters we have are like Teemo and Warwick. It's like, that's nice and all, but I want more like wacky characters, more weird, something that's odd. And it's just another human. It's another human from Piltover. Half the bloody cast of this game is from Piltover or Zorn. Stop! Bring me something else. Give me something. Give me someone from the Shadow Isles, please. My dream character for 2XKO personally is Mordekaiser, because I think he could work really well in the environment. It's a 2v2 fighting game for those that don't know, so if you've ever played League, you know that Mordekaiser's ult locks people into a 1v1. I think that could be really fun in the confines of this game, but hey, you know, give him another Piltover human character. Give him Caitlyn, a character that I just don't care for. On the right side, though, console release date for, what was it? January 2026. Nice. I like playing fighting games on console more than I do PC. Feels more comfortable. So I probably start playing it a lot more once it's on console, personally. I'm going to be so real with you. We had a lot of reveals yesterday. There was a lot of reveals. Not all of them were good, of course, but there was a lot of reveals. I can't lie. I think Resident Evil Requiem's was probably my favorite. I'm going to be so honest. I am very excited for Resident Evil Requiem. As you can tell, I nominated for my most anticipated game. Like, I am very excited. And yeah, this trailer just getting me more excited by the day. Yeah, my man. Yes. I'm so happy to see him again. Just to lay out the groundwork, I am one of those people, you know, one of the ones who's only played the Resident Evil remakes. I played 2's remake, 3's remake, 4's remake. I did watch my friend play through Resident Evil 5. I know that doesn't like really count. It doesn't count. You need to really like play a game to give your opinions on it. But like, I have Resident Evil 7 and 8 on my wish list. I do really want to play those games. Funny enough, I think Resident Evil 7 went on sale, but I just don't have money right now. I'm broke as shit. So yeah, but like, Leon's back, guys. You can't see it, but I've got the widest, biggest grin on my face. He came back and immediately, within 5 seconds of his appearance in the trailer, he's making stupid ass quips and doing spin kicks. And it's like, yeah, that's good. That's what I like to see. Like Dr. Zombie wielding a chainsaw is like, I want a second opinion on that. Like, I'm glad that he's still making shitty ass jokes and doing spin kicks. I expect to see 3 backflips in this game. Like, I like it. I like that he's here because it now provides this really, really cool, like, kind of disparity between the two styles for the game. Because you obviously have like Grace with all of her very Resident Evil 7 stuff, where you are very weak. You are very kind of like, you don't have any ways to defend yourself. You have to mostly hide from enemies, run away from them. And that's like, you know, befitting of what we've seen of Grace so far. She seems to be a very anxious, nervous person. Even earlier on in the trailer, in this like cutscene, you can hear her voice quivering and kind of like wobbling. Her hands are shaking. Like, by the way, that performance, even just from this trailer, is really good. Like, Grace's actress, you're doing a really good job. Before the game's even come out, like, I'm sold that you are petrified. But you also have the disparity of Leon, Mr. I've done this before, been through Raccoon City before, done all of this shit, and you have the fun action Resident Evil 4 combat with the spin kicks and the shooting, and it's like, I like it. Funny enough, I think the director for the game mentioned that it's very akin to like going from a cold shower to jumping into a hot bath, and you're kind of like bouncing between the two. I think it will be hard to manage the tone of the game as a result of that, but it should result in some really fun gameplay stuff. Like, you go from Leon kicking ass, and then immediately you have to switch into, you know, like hiding mode. You have to kind of deal with the idea of swapping back and forth between very different gameplay experiences. I like that. That's a really, really cool idea. And it is probably my favorite reveal of the entire show, because I know it got leaked, but I didn't actually see the leaks. So to me, this was this was a surprise. I practically cheered. I was jumping, clicking my heels at 1:30 in the morning. Like, yeah, Leon Kennedy, yeah. uh, but beyond that, there was some other games. Like, this game looks insane to me. This is Order of the Sinking Star. They mentioned he had made some other indie game. I didn't recognize the name of it, but it's a game with like, what was it, like 1,000 puzzles or something? That's insane. That's crazy. That's really cool as well. Beyond that, this game popped up, right? I didn't care for it. I was kind of like just absently, like my mind was elsewhere whilst I was watching it, and then I heard Alex Lee's voice in the trailer, and I like immediately perked up. I was like, oh my god, Alex Lee? Whoa, that's awesome. And then immediately dropped off again. Control sequel. I like Remedy. I like Remedy Entertainment. I'm a fan of their games. I have played Control, and I do think it is a pretty good game. It's like this, probably, how do I put it? What was the title that Ricky used for it? Was it like the weakest 8 out of 10 game ever made? And yeah, I think he's pretty right on that. Their games are very confusing, but they're very fun. They've got really, really cool art direction. They're actually a really good example of using like hyper realistic graphics in a unique way. Like Alan Wake 2 damn near looks like a movie half the time, but it uses its realistic stuff and then does weird, mind boggling shit with it, and it's really fun. So yeah, I like the first Control. I like Alan Wake 2, etc. So I am, of course, would be excited for a sequel to Control. It's a win-win. Awesome. Street Fighter movie. This looks really bad. This looks really, really bad. It looks awful. Like, the one redeeming feature of it is, like, Zangief. Like, this is Zangief, right? This is just the guy. This is just Zangief as a real person. Like, this is awesome. This is perfect. But everyone else? Yeah, no, I'm not feeling it. Not feeling it at all. It's painful. Beyond that, Lego Batman game. Awesome. Tomb Raider is back, guys. We are so back. New Tomb Raider games. 2 of them. 2 Tomb Raider games. This is good. I like this. I personally have not played any of the original Tomb Raider games, but I have played the I played like the 2013 remake. Is it remake? Reboot? I don't know what is it? I think it's a reboot. Yeah. And I also played I have not played, is it no. Because I don't, they have like, it's like Rise of the Tomb Raider or something like that. I played the 2013 reboot. I played the sequel to that 2013 reboot. I never played the 3rd game in that trilogy. So yeah, I like Tomb Raider. Fan of it. Catalyst, which is a, brand new game, is coming out in 2027. And it seems to be like a sequel to the reboot trilogy. I saw a lot of people like discussing and arguing like, oh, I can't believe they left the reboot trilogy behind, and oh, her design sucks now. And it's like, first of all, I don't think the design sucks. Like, I saw people pointing to the Legacy of Atlantis game. This is a remake of the first Tomb Raider. No shit, she's going to be wearing the outfit from the first Tomb Raider. Huh? But then in like this trailer, she's wearing, like kind of a like this is normal Lara Croft get up, right? To our knowledge, this is like, there's a comment in the trailer. I swear she says something like, "Oh, you're the survivor of Atlantis, and you're the survivor of the incident from like the 2013 reboot." So this is the survivor Laura. This is the one from, or the survivor Lara, the one from the 2013 reboot trilogy. So this is the same woman, right? And she's older. She's more confident looking. Like, I've got no qualms with it. I think this is cool. I like this. I like her cheesy action girl stuff. Like, the way she shoots her pistols always gets me. Like, where she kind of like flings her arms backwards with every shot. Like, that gets me. I like it. This is a cool fit. I like that she's got a grapple hook. I think that will probably be really fun to use in a lot of scenarios. And of course, a remake of the first game is good for people that don't... Like, I think this is intentional, right? Because they mention in this trailer, oh, you're the survivor of Atlantis. So if you've never played the first Tomb Raider, you wouldn't know what they're on about. So they're releasing a remake of the first Tomb Raider so you could know what they're on about. So I think, obviously, the first Tomb Raider will play a part in this. But this is Survivor Laura, which, that makes the timeline kind of confusing, because is it the same Lara through every single game? Like, I don't know. Either way, I'm excited. 2 Tomb Raider games, that's a win. Wuthering Waves. Can't. It's too funny. Yes, this is the game that I really, really like. This game looks awesome. I don't own a Switch 2. I'm not going to be able to play it unless I want to fork out like 450 quid for one. But this looks great. This looks like so much fun. I love this art style. This is very Sailor Moon, like, you know, like 1980s anime-esque. I love it. This looks gorgeous. I love it just looks amazing. Visually, this is a fantastic game already. Like, awesome. You can't hear it, but I'm chuckling under my breath at this. For those that don't know, I do play Marvel Rivals. I enjoy Marvel Rivals quite a bit. I've had a lot of fun on it recently with Rogue's release, and I knew that Deadpool was coming. I know he's coming, right? And seeing him, he's gonna be a blast. I can't wait. And the best part is, although of course the voice actor is under NDA, I'm sure, and he can't say anything. This is Alejandro Sub, right? This is Alejandro Sub. This is Shallot from Dragon Ball Legends. This is Akihiko from Persona 3 Reload, right? This is 100%. This is Jing Yuan from Honkai Star Rail, right? Or Anton from Zenless Zone Zero. Like, this is Alejandro Sub. That's perfect. That's a perfect voice for Deadpool. I genuinely thought it was Max Mittelman when he first started speaking. I was like, oh my god, wow, Ryuji from Persona 5, yeah. But no, it's Alejandro Sub, and it's like, wow, 2 cakes. Like, oh my god, I thought it was this one great voice actor, but it's instead this other great voice actor. Yo! Like, yeah, this is good. Deadpool coming, awesome, nice. I already mentioned my thoughts on Gang of Dragon and stuff. 007 First Light. I'm not really, like, big on James Bond, so this is kind of, like, nothing for me. Like, this is just kind of, like, my personal takeaway from the Game Awards. I probably should have mentioned that, like, way earlier, but still. Warframe trailer, thumbs up. I haven't played Warframe in a hot minute, but maybe I'll get back into it. A third Forest game, sure. Yeah, I never really played Forest in any way, shape, or form. Why does Anemo oh, it's this game. Moving on. I remember this game was at the Game Awards last year as well, and I still don't actually really know what it is. It's like a knockoff Pokemon, I think, question mark. It looks fine. Saros, if I remember rightly, this is the game made by the guys who made Returnal, right? Yeah. This will probably be really good. Returnal is a very fun game, very cool game. Bullet hells are awesome. Who doesn't like a good bullet hell now and then? And the game looks, you know, very visually impressive. And the gameplay looks absolutely insane. And I think it will probably be a very good, fun game. Win. Diablo 4 expansion. Okay, I don't have anything actually to say about this, but I thought the devil appearing on, like, you know, the devil, was it Mephisto? I think that was his name. I don't remember. The devil appearing on the Game Awards stage was very funny, and as someone eloquently put it on Twitter, he moved like a Smiling Friends character with the thing where he's like just keeps pointing at the screen like it's a 3D effect in a shitty 2007 movie. Like, and the fact that he called out Shroud, like, of all people, like, I think, you know, you get a giggle out of me, all right? You get a giggle out of me. There is many other games here. Like, okay, I need to talk about this one. Now, normally I wouldn't pay this I wouldn't pay this any mind at all, right? Total War, Warhammer 40k, sure. You do you. Don't care. Not my thing. Don't care. What pisses me off about this game is that this is published, owned in some way, shape, or form by Sega. Now, Sega, the day before the Game Awards, said, keep an eye on the show. There'll be something really, really cool revealed. Now, when you think of Sega, what do you think of? You know, Sonic the Hedgehog. You think of the Like a Dragon series. You think of Persona, because, you know, they publish those games, right? No one was looking for a Warhammer 40k game from Sega. Dude, Persona 6 is never coming out. Genuinely, when is this game coming out? I said this last year when I watched the Game Awards. I was like, this year is the year they show off Persona 6. And then I sat down this year to watch the Game Awards again. I had the Sega tease in my mind. I was like, yeah, this year will be the year we get Persona 6. It was a bloody Warhammer Total War game. Like, oh my god. Dude, Sega, tease things properly. People don't know you for a Warhammer 40k game. They know you for Sonic the Hedgehog. They know you as the guys that publish the Like a Dragon series and the Persona series. Those are the big three that people think of when they think about you. People were expecting Sonic game. People were expecting a Persona game. Persona 6 has been AWOL for 10 years almost. Next year is the 30th anniversary of Persona, right? It's 2026 as well. Come on. If we do not get Persona 6 next year, I'm gone. I'm dead. I exploded. I will be a fiery ball of rage flying across the sky. Dude, Persona 6 is never coming out. It's so over. I can't believe it. It was this game. Like I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then by the end of the show, I was like, so where was the Sega reveal? And then I went on their Twitter and they were like promoting this game. I was like, that was the reveal. Like, if you like this, more power to you, right? I just don't particularly care for it. But the fact that this was the reveal that Sega was hyping up, you know, when they're known for Sonic, Persona, Like a Dragon, etc., it's just so funny. It's so bad. Moving forward, new Ace Combat game, cool. I remember playing one of those on my PSP when I was a kid. I always thought those games were kind of cool. Never really played any of them outside of that. Out of Words. Oh, okay. See, guys, this is what happens when you don't have YouTube Premium. You have to watch adverts. I'm pretty sure this game was shown off at the Game Awards last year. I thought it looked very, very interesting. I'm a huge fan of like stop motion stuff. I just genuinely think they're really like anything from Leica Studios has always been very like interesting to me. Kubo and the Two Strings is a really, really good film. Please go watch it. I like stop motion stuff. So this entire game being done with like, you know, stop motion is awesome. I really like the way this game looks. It looks amazing. It's very, It Takes Two, kind of like, you know, the co-op, couch co-op game of the, like, if it's a couch co-op game, it looks cool. I like it. Moving forward again, Phantom Blade Zero. What is this game? Because they've kind of, they were hyping this thing up throughout the entire awards show. Like every time there was a break, Jeff was like, get ready for a new experience, a new Tomb Raider game and Phantom Blade Zero, and like he was hyping up Tomb Raider and Phantom Blade Zero every single chance he got. It's like, what is this game? Who is this made by? It looks cool. Don't get me wrong, this game looks awesome, right? I know people are just like, again, overusing the word slop, but people are like, oh, samurai slop, Japan slop, and it's like, oh, sure. But, you know, I think this game looks kind of cool on like a basic fundamental level. It's like, you know, the cool, like this stuff here, like, oh, okay, right, I forget. IGN spliced up the trailer. I'd have to watch the full thing to show you what I'm on about. But like the combat looks cool. Like you got these like cool execution moves, like this bit here, where like this looks very cool, very Souls-esque. It reminds me of Sekiro, right? That's what's giving me the vibes of. I like Sekiro a lot. Funny enough, Sekiro was my first From Software game. Funny enough. I like that game a lot. Very fond of it. So anything that kind of looks like it, I'm probably going to be quite fond of. Unless you're Black Myth Wukong. Didn't like that. But like this game looks very cool. Very flashy. Very kind of fun. Different. Well, it's not different. It's not different. Very fun. It looks fun, flashy, etc. But like, what is this game? I swear, it just kind of appeared at the Game Awards and they were hyping it up like it had been hyped up at previous years. I don't remember it. Genuinely, if it was shown off at last year's Game Awards, I don't remember it. New Mega Man game. Awesome. Let's go. This is big. I like to see this. Funny enough, like 2 days before the Game Awards, Capcom announced that they wanted to kind of focus on some other series. Like they wanted to put investment into Mega Man, Devil May Cry, and a third game series that is escaping my mind right now. I did not expect them to be working on it this quick. Like when they said that, I thought it was like, you know, like future plans. Like we would see a new Mega Man game in 2029 and then it would release in 2030 or something. But no, 2 days later, new Mega Man game announced, ready for 2027. Okay, wow, you guys were working on this quick. Like, damn, okay. What? Summer Games Fest 2026, we can see Devil May Cry 6. Like, whoa, slow down, Capcom. We're moving. I like this. This is cool. I've never played a Mega Man game, but I'm very happy for those that obviously enjoy this. I know people joke about him like just not having any games. So now he does have one. And it's good to see. Neo 3, sure. I played the first Neo on a PS4 that I had. I thought it was okay. It's a decent game. Fine. Now, as to end this video off, let's address the elephant in the room. So, Jeff, people joke. You know, actually, no, you know, we're going to go one step further, right? Let's go to its full trailer. Let's go to its official, proper trailer. Where is Highguard? There it is. Now, people joke, right? People joke all the time. People joke in spaces that Jeff has a tendency to hype up a game, you know, say it's the coolest thing ever, best thing since sliced bread, never seen before, awesome, world premiere, like, this is really unique, I played it myself, this is awesome, and then it kind of just looks like Unreal Engine, pardon my use of the term, but slop. It looks like that joke Unreal Engine 5 Mario demo that everyone takes the piss out of whenever they say, like, oh, if Ubisoft made a Mario game, and it's that shitty, you know the video I'm on about, the Unreal Engine 5 Mario game with a stupid orchestral remix of the 1-1 level theme. And I thought the jokes about Jeff Keighley were a little bit hyperbolic, like last year's final reveal of, what was it, Intergalactic something Stellar, I don't remember, the new game from Naughty Dog. I thought that was a little bit underwhelming, especially after the insanely good reveal that Okami 2 had, with the massive musical segment and like the paint running through the grass. Like, that was awesome. That was big. And when he said, you know, if you love games, you're gonna love this. Yeah, that time he was telling the truth. Okami 2? Yes, please. Hell yeah. I got my knife and fork in my hands. I'm slamming my hands on the dinner table. Hell yeah. But no, the jokes were real this time. This looks like shit. I can't. Jeff was hyping up a free-to-play hero shooter in the big 2025. And dude, I can't. This is too funny. Like, oh, it's made by some legendary people in the gaming industry. It's made by Apex Legends devs and Titanfall devs. It's like, oh, you get me excited now. I love me some Titanfall 2. I thought Apex Legends was really, really good when it came out. I can't. This game's too funny. This doesn't look real. Like, I don't know how to explain it. This looks like I don't know. I don't know what is this? Like a hero shooter with this kind of weird, both simultaneously futuristic, magical fantasy look. I don't know. I'm actually lost. This game. Highguard. Sure, man. I don't like to be negative. I don't like to like shit on people's games before they're out, but like 2026, January of 2026, a free-to-play hero shooter. That is dead on arrival. No word of a lie. Hero shooters are not what people need right now. People were complaining that Marvel Rivals was a hero shooter, and I thought, yeah, some of the complaints are, you know, relatively reasonable. The hero shooter genre is relatively... It's weird, though, because people say that the hero shooter genre is, like, kind of overfilled, overwhelmed, it's too saturated. But, like, name me any hero shooters besides, like, Team Fortress 2 and Overwatch. Like, we had a bunch of them that kind of came and went. Like, we had, I guess you could count, like, on the Rogue Company as a hero shooter, or Paladins. But the thing is, Paladins came out before Overwatch. So it was actually out before, you know, Overwatch kind of swept the landscape and, you know, gave hero shooters a big boom again. And I know people complain about Rivals being one, but, you know, I thought Rivals did a decent job because, unlike a lot of those other hero shooters, it was third person. And what does it have behind it? Hey guys, what's the name of the game again? Marvel? Rivals. Marvel. It's got the name. It was going to be okay no matter what we did. So, and it is, you know, a very fun, good game, you know, cool ideas, stuff. It's like relatively quite unique with the team ups and stuff, and it's got its own place to stand. But this, I don't know, I guess we'll have to wait and see till we get like more information on it, but it's out in like in less than, yeah, it's out in just over a month. This, what, I don't I don't know what to think. This just doesn't look very appealing. I don't know. I don't know. What is this game? I don't, like, from the makers of Apex Legends and Titanfall, like, that's all nice and dandy, but, like, it's like the guns look weirdly modern, but not, and you're wearing, like, armor, and you're riding horses, and you got, like, magic and shit. Like, the gun, this just looks like such a mishmash of, like, aesthetics. And, like, here comes a new breed of shooter. Like, what? What? It's not even a hero shooter. PvP raid shooter. What is a raid shooter? Oh, maybe they... People have to stop mentioning this game. It's nothing will ever be Concord. Nothing will ever be Concord. Concord was... That is a good example of, like... there was so... I don't even know how to give my thoughts on Concord all in one go, but, like, there are so many things that just went wrong with that game, all simultaneously, that it was never going to succeed no matter what they did. Genuinely, I don't think they could have ever succeeded. There were things you could have done to, like, you know, soften the blow, but I don't think anything could have helped that. That was a mishmash. But this is, it could be another Concord. It could be. I don't exactly know what another Concord, like, Dead on Arrival is what I consider a Concord, but, like, it could be Dead on Arrival. If I remember rightly, I know the YouTube dislike plugins aren't always accurate, but I think the trailer had, like, 10k dislikes or something. Like, I don't know, something about this game just doesn't look real, almost. I don't know, it just feels like a weird mishmash of a bunch of other dead live service games. Like, it's got some weird reminders for me of, like, Paladins and Realm Royale. It's got some weird, like, obviously it's got, you know, some feels of inspiration from, like, Apex Legends. I don't know if any of this might be a niche reference, you know, some Elite Ball knowledge, but it weirdly reminds me of, like, Hyperscape, if any of you know what that is. And that game died really quickly, and it was very unfortunate because that game was really good, but it just came out in, like, 2021, long after the Battle Royale craze had died and done and dusted. But, like, this game, this is not a final reveal. This is just genuinely, like, not a final reveal. There's no way this is a final reveal. I can't. This is probably the worst final reveal I've seen in, like, the 5 years I've been watching the Game Awards. Because usually the final reveals are, you know, big boy ones, and this is just not it. This is just not. It's baffling. I don't even. I will play it. You know what? I'll make a promise to you right here, right now. Whether I keep that promise, we'll see. But this game comes out, obviously, in a month's time. And you know what? I'll make a video on it. If I find enough good or bad or interesting things to talk about, I will make a video on it. I'll promise you that right here, right now. And that is my final thing that I'm going to say for this video. When this game comes out, like maybe a few days after it's been out, etc., I'll try and make a video on it if I find enough interesting things to talk about. And with that all said, I think I'm done. I've blabbered on for almost an hour. I would hope I'm done. I've blabbered on for almost an hour. But that is my special quality, my autistic trait of being able to talk about things a lot, because I usually have a lot to say. My mind is a very full thing. But yeah, Game Awards this year was not good. It's very mixed. Very mixed. Like, there's some good things that I like, you know, some good nominations, some good awards won to the right people, some good like reveals, but I don't know, I feel like anything this year would have been, like, last year was the 10th anniversary, so it was always going to be the bigger game, but I think, like, the reveals last year were better in every way, shape, or form. I think the general show as a whole was much better last year. Is it Statler and Waldorf, the two old geezers from the Muppets? They made last year. I need them back now. Miss Piggy, I love her, but she was not on the level of Statler and Waldorf. Them two are too funny, and I feel like they should be at every show, mandatory. Last year they brought such good, like, vibes. They brought so much comedy to the show. Like, you do have to be a bit self-deprecating sometimes. I think it really worked last year. I think they should come back for next year's. But yeah, Game Awards 2025 is done and dusted. Not my favorite, probably far from it, but yeah, fine enough. Mixed. Yeah, it wasn't bad. It was very mixed, at least in my opinion. But anyways, with all that said, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you managed to stick around till the end, I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, whether that be a good morning, afternoon, evening, etc. Like, comment, and subscribe if you feel so inclined, and I shall see you in the next video.